Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports with Monga. And it's all black. Black is back. The silver arrows can now be called the black arrows. Oh no, it's not an official term, so don't quote me on that. But that's how the launch was done. Mercedes had a digital launch which rolled out a completely black livery. No change, no color, nothing, just the sponsor names in metallic gold or some fluorescent colors. I can't tell. I'm not a color expert here, but then it was completely black. There's some Petronas blue streaks here and there, as you can see behind me. But is the myth of silver arrows gone? Is the W14 the best car that Mercedes could come up with a new livery with black? Of course, the idea is to save weight here. They've had some concerns regarding that for some seasons, like last season. They could never really get out of the weight situation, and that's one of those things that you will see this season a lot. That a lot of teams will have a lot of black around on their cars. Of course, if you look at the video that I did earlier, Alpine, they don't have a lot of touch of black, but then it depends on where the weight saving actually goes. It's on the material side, or it's on the looks and so on and so forth. So it's a little hard to kind of know and so on. But then, yeah, it was launched. It was a digital launch. It was almost like, so the Mercedes launch came after the Ferrari launch. So they were like, "Oh, Ferrari did such an amazing job. They took the car directly to Fiorano. They were playing. They were on the track with a grandstand and something, and then they were like, "Oh, let's go and do it in Silverstone." I guess they took something out of the book from Ferrari there. But anyway, the launch was done. It all depends right now. My major thing with Mercedes is they've been run amazingly well, right? They've won championships. The only team that they could come against that they didn't like and the loss to was Red Bull, the 2 seasons that they've lost. Of course, they won the constructors in 1920 as well. In 2022, that's when they lost it. And 2023 is going to be very interesting. Like, how does this season really go forward? And that the 23 season that like we're getting into, and so 23-24 season that we're getting into. So 2020-21 was won by still by Mercedes. 21-22 was won by Red Bull Racing. Amazing driver lineup. George Russell would definitely be more beaming with confidence. He beat a 7-time world champion. Lewis Hamilton finished 6th. I think George finished 3rd or 4th, if I'm not wrong. And then they did have a lot of momentum lost in the second part of the season. Like they did come back to definitely to Ferrari and Red Bull at some tracks. But then that's the development game. Like the push for development right now is on the fact that can Mercedes really be the title contender or title challenger to Red Bull, or Ferrari is basically kind of Ferrari is all set and there's nothing that they can kind of do. Of course, there's a lot of pressure on Mercedes to kind of come back to the winning ways. But then it's too early to even call right now. Like they've had some issues with porpoising last season. Toto Wolff has come out, and their technical directors have come out and said they found the issue why the porpoising was happening. The principle of the car is not that bad. They understand how the car kind of runs and what's the ideal scenario for the car to kind of perform. But then they just made a decision which kind of turned or did not go as well as they had expected for the porpoising and also the design of the car. They have got on top of that. They understand the issue. They've fixed it, and they hope that when the preseason testing and when the first race happens in Bahrain, they are very well settled to kind of not have any issues and go for the victories immediately. That's always going to be the expectation from Mercedes, and for all Mercedes fans, I expect a similar thing. It was pretty boring, to be honest, to watch Max Verstappen dominate the way he did. I don't watch Formula One for just like a one-man winning all the time. There has to be a more competitive angle to it, and I feel Mercedes and Ferrari. I'm more looking forward to Mercedes kind of bringing the fight to Red Bull and also Ferrari in some sense. But then it's going to be interesting to watch them this season. I'm going to do a prediction video later today, or you can catch up on our channel. Do like us, do share, and do subscribe, and do let me know what do you think about this livery. Do you like it all black? And that's going to be very interesting. The heat. You have to understand the climate that this happens in. An all black livery is going to cause a lot of heat, and drivers are going to sweat a lot. So that's going to be very interesting. Let me know in the comment section below what do you think. Do like this video, do share, and do subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.